Hey guys, welcome back to another college football video. Today's video, I'll be reviewing the Oregon Ducks 2022 season because we are now less than 75 days away, and I cannot tell you how excited I am. I am so ready for this season to start. I feel like this is going to be one of the craziest seasons we've ever had in college football. And guys, we're kicking things off with the Oregon Ducks, previewing their season and what I think their record will be. So, as you know, I don't ever have hype around the Oregon Ducks. I'm always like, they're just so overrated because everybody thinks they deserve all these chances. But this year might change. We're going to see what I have for the Oregon Ducks in 2022. Let's start off with their quarterback they got in the transfer portal, and I have him being one of the best quarterbacks in college football. He's in my top 10 with ease, and that is quarterback from Auburn, Bo Nix. He had 2,294 yards, 11 touchdowns, 3 interceptions with a 70.7 QBR in 2021. But he did get hurt halfway through the year, so if he didn't get hurt, he would be well over 3,500 yards, well over 30 touchdowns, and under 7 interceptions, which is an absolutely crazy year for a quarterback like Bo Nix, who everybody says is very inaccurate, and he sucks. I honestly think Bo Nix is going to be in a Heisman race this year. He's going to be probably in the top 10 because him and the Oregon Ducks are going to roll through this year in the passing game. They did lose C.J. Verdell and Travis Dye, but they're getting a running back that's probably just as good. They have Byron Cardwell, and in 2021, he was a freshman, and he still ran for 61 attempts, 417 yards, 3 touchdowns with 7 average per rush, and that all came as a freshman. And if they don't want to go with last year's freshman, they could go with transfer from Minnesota, Marquise Irving, and he's not a bad running back. He is really good, and he was good for the Golden Gophers, and they could go him too. And then this team has tons of freshmen last year that are going to prove how good they are this year. And one of them is wide receiver Chris Huston. He'll be their number one wide receiver. In 2021, he had 31 receptions with 419 yards, with 2 touchdowns and 13.5 average yards per catch. He did all this while being a freshman last year for the Ducks, and now he'll get approved why he's the number one guy. And then the number 2 wide receiver is Troy Franklin. He had 18 receptions for 209 yards, 2 touchdowns, 11.6 average per catch. And he also did this while being a freshman. So I can say that last year's team was a rebuild team. This year they're going to be really good because all their freshmen from last year are going to be the starters, and they're going to be way better than they were a few years ago. And then they have Deontay Thornton be the number 3 wide receiver. And then they have tight end Terrence Ferguson, who had 17 receptions, 141 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 8.3 average yards per catch. And he did all this while being a freshman in 2021. So they're all other guys that catch the ball are freshmen. The running back is a freshman. So this whole offense is basically freshmen from last year that will step up and be pretty good this year, if not some of the best in college football. Let's talk about the defense, and they are stacked. They have the best linebacker in the nation. Noah Sewell is the best linebacker in the nation, whether you like what I'm saying or not. He had 53 solo tackles, 4 sacks with 2 forced fumbles, and 1 interceptions in 2021. And hear me out. He did this all while being a freshman. So this team is loaded with freshmen from last year. And then they have one of the best corners in the nation in Mykael Wright, who had 1 forced fumble, 1 interception, and 4 passes defended. And then you have another cornerback in DJ James, who had 34 solo tackles, 2 interceptions, and 4 passes defended. The secondary is great, and their linebacker core is pretty amazing too. Let's talk about the transfer portal and the recruiting class. This year's portal, they got star quarterback Bo Nix, running back from Minnesota Marquise Irving, D-line Samantino Tamia, and then D-line Casey Rogers from North Nebraska. And they got a star safety in Christian Gonzalez, who will start instantly. And in the class of 2022, ranked 16th in the nation, they picked up a 4-star linebacker, Devin Jackson, a 4-star corner, Jaleel Florence, and a 4-star linebacker, Harrison Taggart. The defense is loaded on this team, and I can say so is the offense. I think this Ducks team is going to be better than recent memories. As you know, in my way too early college football rankings that I uploaded about a week or 2 ago, I didn't have the Ducks ranked too high. I had them ranked, but they weren't what many people expected me to put the Ducks as. As you know, many years I just kept saying the Ducks are not as good as they used to be. They're not. This is not Marcus Mariota years and things like that. So I just don't know what to think of the Ducks in this year. We're about to go over the schedule and who I think they're going to win and what their record at the end of the year is going to be. All right, they kick things off September 3rd at Georgia. this game's going to be in Atlanta, so it's basically a home game for Georgia. And this game's interesting because Georgia's favored by 17.5. But hear me out. Most of y'all are going to hate my prediction. Me and one of my other friends picking this game together. And I have Oregon Ducks. I have Bo Nix destroying this Georgia defense. And I have Oregon picking up an upset over Georgia in week 1. And Oregon's already looking good because I do believe that they're going to beat Georgia. Oregon is going to beat Georgia, and it's going to be the craziest game in college football in 2022. And then they have Eastern Washington, which I think is another easy win. And then they go along to BYU at home. And since this is at home, I think Oregon sneaks away with a win. I think Oregon's going to sneak away with a 7-point win or a 3-point win. One of those in there. But I think since it's at home, that's the reason why I'm giving Oregon the benefit of the doubt. Because I think BYU is going to play them really well, and it could be a close game. And then they go on the road to versus Washington State, and I think they pick up an easy win. And Bo Nix is looking for the Heisman right here. And then Stanford, they always have problems with this team, but it's at home, and I don't think Stanford's going to do it this year. Oregon picks up another easy win. And then Arizona at away, they're going to beat Arizona with ease. And then they have a bye, and right now they're 6-0 going into a home game versus UCLA. I think Dorian Thompson-Robinson is he's going to struggle with this Oregon defense. Noah Sewell's going to get to him and force a lot of sacks. And now Oregon is 7-0, beating UCLA. And then let's go and get it over with. They're going to be 9-0 because they're going to beat California and they're going to beat Colorado. So they're 9-0 right now, and they're going to beat Washington at home at November 12th. And then they have the hardest game on their schedule, I think, because I already have them beating Georgia, and I think it's going to be a pretty convincing win. But Utah's going to play them good with Cam Rising. And I say Utah sneaks away with this one, and Utah beats them at home. But I could think that Oregon's going to win because of the revenge and get revenge from last year when Utah kept blowing them out. And then Oregon's going to beat the rivalry, Oregon State. And that's going to leave Oregon to the best record they've had in a long time. Oregon's going to go 11-1 under Bo Nix this year. Mark my word. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. See you on the next one.